How you doing, folks? This is Nathan with May the S-Force be with you. Today I'm excited. I'm going to teach you how to connect PHP with Salesforce.com using the PHP Toolkit. What we're going to do is go to the developer.force.com page, and right here on the integration page we can find the PHP Toolkit for Force.com. And what we're going to do is go here to download. And you're going to be brought to this GitHub site. If you click that link, you're just going to click downloads right here, and you can download the tarball, the tar.gz, or the .zip file. And I've already done that, and actually downloaded it, unzipped it, and renamed it. So what I did is here I put this in this file, Salesforce, and here's what I downloaded, the zip file. I unzipped it. And what we're going to need to do, here's the contents of that zip file, just a bunch of HTML, PHP, and resource files. You're going to want to take this whole directory and put it in your document root. What I've done is I have XAMPP, which is just like one application that you can download. It's great. It runs on Mac, Linux, or Windows. You also have WAMP, just for Windows, MAMP for Macintosh. You can also, if you're really feeling up to it, manually install Apache or another web server on your computer, MySQL or another database on your computer, and install PHP. Just go to php.org, I believe, and get all of that running and configure it. And what you're going to want to do is, in the directory where you're supposed to keep your HTML files, which in XAMPP's case is in XAMPP, XAMPP files, htdocs. We're just gonna, I've pasted that directory here and renamed it to something a little shorter, and what we're gonna have is all of those files that were there. And delete this, we're gonna remake this. What we're gonna do is we're gonna create a file in here that we can open on our local machine, but instead of doing, for instance, instead of going here and going in the file open programming Salesforce developer open up in HTML, see this how it's the file? We're going to do this. We're actually going to open it with the local host. So if I go here right now, if you've installed XAMPP, it's because I haven't started this. Look at that. I can show you how to do this. So we get the Apache web server and the MySQL database running actually on our local computer, and we're connecting to it in a browser, but it's just connecting to our local computer. And we've got this running. And now what we want to do is go here and navigate to Applications, XAMPP, XAMPP files, htdocs. If you're configuring your web server other than XAMPP, this is basically just going to your document root directory, and I've copied the entire contents of that folder into the root directory inside of its own folder, which here is force.com PHP Toolkit. So now I'm going to go into that folder, and you can see we've got everything that I copied directly from the download. And now what I want to do is create our own PHP file, print users.php. And I'm using sudo because I'm in a protected folder, which is the document root. What we're going to do is go back here. Now if you'll notice, I clicked into this force.com toolkit for PHP area. Now be careful, it says version 20 right here. If I go to the documentation getting started here, notice how I get the 13.0 code. So you want to back out of here, back out of where you clicked into the download link. This goes to the GitHub, as you can see down there in the status bar. Back all the way out. On this main page, you can go here, getting started with the Force.com toolkit. This is where we'll be getting our sample code. So now you can see installing the toolkit. If you want to run a git command from the command line, that's awesome. And we're just going to take this code right here for creating a connection. We're going to copy that. So copy, and I'm going to start this PHP file with a PHP tag. We're going to echo out some basic HTML tags. Obviously, if you're not familiar with PHP at all, I would suggest YouTubing it. HTML head title, print users, end title, and instead of ending the head, here's where I'm going to put the creating a connection PHP code is in the head. Let's go ahead and paste that. Let's make a line in between here and actually create a comment, create connection to Salesforce instance, and delete the tabs and line numbers on this. Okay, so this is the code we copied straight from there. Create connection to Salesforce.com instance. It defines a couple of constants that are linked to our username, password, and security token, which I will replace off screen right before we do this, which you should replace right away unless you're going to remember to do it later. And we're going to require once something that is included in the SOAP client directory. And we're going to create a new connection here, create connection, and the login command is going to call those constants to create the connection. Okay, so now we're going to want to do something once we're connected, because we'll have no way that this works until we actually get some results. So, in light of a hello world via querying, I'm going to copy the executing a query enterprise code right here and paste it into our file. Let's go ahead and make a comment here. This is execute users query and print it out. Actually, I know this is pulling from contact right now. I think that the Salesforce instance I'm going to use, I've deleted the contacts because I started fresh. You'll remember in my video that introduces you to the Developer Edition account, it pre-populates you with a lot of stuff, but I deleted all that so I could create fresh data. So I'm going to pull ID and name from the user table, which should only be about 2 users, and it's going to restore the response into response. We're going to echo out results of query blah, that's just fine, and it's going to cycle through these. It's going to echo out the ID number, colon, space, and then just the name. Oh, what's going on here? Back. I want to delete all this stuff, and I want to concatenate it with a line break each time, and I want to make sure I end the head after I create my connection. So you can see right here is in between creating the connection and executing the query. I want to make sure that I echo out. You can see up here I've got my end title, and then this is in the head. I want to end head tag, and I want to start body tag, semicolon, and this is the body. I'm going to delete the line numbers and tabs here. And make sure that I close the body tag and close the HTML tag with a semicolon, and close the PHP tag. All right, so this should be pretty good. Let's go ahead and save this. We now have a file in our force.com folder under our document root in our web server. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to go here, open up our XAMPP window, go to the document root / force.com PHP Toolkit, whatever that folder is that you copied all those files into, and open up printusers.php. Ah, we got an error. Let's check this out. SOAP error, failed to load external entity, right? Now the problem is the code that we copied contains this call. Here's where it is. Line, no, not there. Here we go. This is what we really want. On line 12 of printusers.php, it makes this call. Create connection with enterprise.wisdle, yada yada. Basically, it was unable to find that file, and here's why. It's going to be looking in the local directory where printusers.php is. And since this file, enterprise.wisdle.xml, let's check. Here's printusers.php. No file enterprise.wisdle.xml in this directory. It's in SOAP client, enterprise.wisdle.xml. Boom. So we just need to add that directory path here, SOAP client dash. And we're going to save and close that. Let's go back into Firefox and try reloading that. Invalid login. Here is where, if you've forgotten by now, to go back here and make sure you put your login password and security token. Remember, if you don't know what your security token is, you can just go into your Salesforce instance, setup, in the upper left here, you are going to have, under my personal information, reset my security token, and you can click that. It's going to email it to you. The first time you actually go into your account, you don't have it, and so you need to do this even to get it the first time. It's a little weird, I know, but that's fine. So now we're going to, with that saved file, try this one more time. Look at that. This is a success. This is what you want to see, folks. So you've got results of query blah, and then it shows you what query you used. This is an ID number, and a colon, a space, and the username. And you see I've got 2 users in here. Congratulations, folks. You have used PHP on your own PHP-driven website, which in this case was on your local computer, to connect to your Salesforce.com instance, and you are set to learn more. Thanks so much for tuning in. Hope I walked you through some errors that were useful to learn how to deal with, and stay tuned for more Salesforce goodness. See you in the next video.